Hello, it's Queen Pam, Elon QP here, and what you're looking at is my collection of brayers. I've been on the hunt for brayer or the best brayer, or I don't know if there is such an animal because you can use them for different things at different times. And but I wanted to talk about brayers today. This is an old Speedball, and it is of the soft rubber. When it was new, it looked more like this. This is a spare Speedball. Exactly the same brayer here, used and unused. So we put the fresh one away. These are different styles over the years. They've changed their handle. Or I'm not sure if this is maybe a professional one or not. But I have it as well, and I like it because it's smaller. I want to say, yep, this is a 2-inch one. And this is a 2 and a 4. This bad boy is hard acrylic. And this one also has an insert like this. And it also, I believe, has a hard rubber insert. And don't use this one much for inks and paints, but I do like it for glue and mostly for applying the paper once you glued it. You just roll it across and it will, put firm pressure across a large area so you don't have to keep fooling around with it. So that's that one. That's what I use it for. And this one is a cheap one with hard rubber. So we'll test the difference between the hard and the soft. We know it's two different brands and see what the difference might be there. And this one is soft, but it's black. It's a no name. And I don't really think it was developed for the art industry. I think it was developed for construction trade. But I'm not sure what they would use it for. Um, Rangers versions. This might look like a Ranger, but it is not. We'll talk about it in a moment. And they are a hard variety. This is one I made myself out of a foam tube I had got off of Amazon. I believe it's actually for some sort of physical therapy, and it works because I wanted a smaller than a 2-inch roller, so I had to make it myself. And then I remembered I had extras of these right here, so I cut one down to be even smaller, so I could make smaller marks. This is probably the first brayer I ever owned from Fisco's because it lays down a print. And this one is foam. Don't use it much because it's really hard to get your paint off of it or out of it to switch colors or even your ink because it's foam. This is, from the hardware store. Puts a nice texture down. We'll do that. From Hobby Lobby, the Brayer line. It's not Hobby Lobby's line, but that's where I bought it. And hopefully it will. It's kind of sticking right now, but maybe I need to put a little less pressure on it. And this one was something I thought I wanted until I got it. My niece works for a manufacturer, and I had asked her people to make a silicone brayer. They never did. And lo and behold, that idea stayed in the back of my mind. And when I saw that the Paper Artsy company had done that, I was like really excited to try it out. And we will show you how it works on camera, because you would think that the paint would come off of the silicone brayer easily. But we'll show you what happens. What I have here is some paper I got from Lowe's. I believe it's used to um, cover up your baseboards and whatnot when you're painting. So I'm just going to tear off a couple of sheets of that, and we'll test out the brayers. I have beside me a 5x7 gel plate. Got a bunch here, so I'll start with this. Then we put these to the side in case we need more. And it'll be handy for us. The ruler away. Our papers out to the side. And got some Liquitex Basics Mars Black. A little out. And we'll start with this Ranger one that most everybody knows about. One more thing I need. Some baby wipes. Got my container of baby wipes. They have dried out, so I'm just going to give them some water. In fact, they need a lot more water. I'll be back after I get them some water. So I've got my baby wipe off camera. Lay this piece of paper down and show you some of the marks. Let's start with this one. It's pretty obvious what kind of mark you're going to get with it. I'm rolling it out on the jelly plate. And then it's really cool for like when you want to get like snow. And I'll show you what it looks like up close. I'll wash that off camera and try this next decorative one. It's having a hard time picking up the paint. But it doesn't want to roll. There we go. And that's what it looks like. But it was kind of hard to roll it consistently for me. And it also has foam on it. So I'm just going to take the baby wipe. This one might be better with ink. So let's try that. Just drying it off to the side. I have some VersaFine here. Let's see if it rolls better. It tends to respond better on the ink pad. So maybe it's more for that and not for paint. So there you go. That one is by Brayer. Let's give it a light. Oh, snaps back in because it actually has a couple of other designs that snap on. So we have that one. Let's see. This Fisker's one. and get a really cool design with it. So I really like that. Let's try this acrylic one with the paint. It does pick it up. It's heavy. How does it release? Not as well. We'll be fair and put more paint out because maybe the paint was dry. Get a nice solid lay down of paint when you have enough paint for it. We'll wash it. It washes up really well. And now we'll talk about the hard versus a little smaller piece that'll fit in the space. All right. The truck. And this is a soft, yeah, it's soft, and this is hard. So let's see if there's any difference. Soft. There was a little bit of drag on the jelly plate, but again, that could mean it's dry. And this one is the hard one. And can you see that where it's like gloppy? So maybe that's just like way too much paint. Yeah, that looks a little better. It's not as gloppy. The camera will focus. But it doesn't lay down the ink is slowly. So to me, the soft rubber is it's a better uh, for my purposes. So I'm gonna want it to really lay it down. Let's give it a quick wipe. And then this is a homemade one out of the foam. So it's most definitely soft. And because it was kind of difficult for me to cut it straight, but part of the point was for it to be homemade. It does roll and delivers paint. So I just took some heavy wire and put it through the hole. And voila. Thinking I had it. So then we have my favorite one, a little tiny one that I made. A little tiny marks. Sorry for me squeaking. Well loved, so it squeaks. And I love the little tiny marks for when I'm doing masterboards so that I don't have to have a big swath of color everywhere. Yeah. This one I'm not going to ink up because it's a devil of a time getting the ink out, I mean the paint out. But trust me when I say that it gives a good impression. I would probably use it more with stamp ink because you can rinse that out better than you can paint. But this one is the silicone one. And I thought I wanted, it's like, why doesn't anybody make a silicone roller? Let me get the water off of it. Well, and make a liar out of me today. So maybe I need to go back to using it. For a while, the paint wouldn't even stick to it, but it's sticking there. So I'm gonna pull this baby back out and use it because when I go over to my sink and run this underwater, it'll come back and be completely clean. It's almost clean here. So you can see. And this is sold by Paper Artsy. Feel free to see if they're still selling them because you will never, well, I must have let some paint dry on it. But even with that blue paint, see that blue paint? It's coming right off. So I might have to pull this one back out the drawer and continue using it because here it is, like it's brand new. So I love tools and gadgets and things. Let me, why waste this paint? Get it up. Always, I'll leave you in the hands of the creator. If you don't have what you want, you can make it yourself, or hopefully at some point, someone will manufacture what you've been looking for, a silicone brayer. Maybe had to get seasoned because the first time I used it, I had trouble even getting the paint on it. But we're really glad that it's working now. Yeah, do something with it. Never know when you might need a piece of black. All right. As always, I leave you in the hands of the creator. Be blessed. Thank you for liking, subscribing, and watching my videos.